Alright, I just got another new knife from SOG, and it is the Fixation Bowie FX01, designed by SOG in Seattle, Washington. Let's take a look at this guy. First thing I'm going to look at is the sheath. It's a nylon sheath with a plastic, it's got plastic liners inside the sheath. It's got a Velcro retention strap, which I do not like. I'll probably be changing that to a snap. Also has a Velcro closured little pocket, good for a stone or a multi-tool or whatever. It's got the big SOG logo on there. I'm going to black that out. It's nylon. This is kind of weird. The belt loop is kind of weird because it's just a plastic. This plastic that makes up part of the sheath is just bent over. Kind of weird. Okay, let's take a look at the knife. Okay, overall length of this thing is 12¼ inches. Yeah, just a little over 12 inches. The blade length is right at, usable blade is about 6½. Total blade length is 7 inches. It's got a steel blade guard or hand guard right here. That's steel. Sometimes they're plastic. And the logo on the knife itself, it's a SOG Fixation on one side, nothing on the other side. And there is an interesting little logo on the grip. It's actually the logo of an atom on both sides. But one thing about this logo, the atom logo, there's usually a nucleus right there in the middle with little electrons and protons flying around it, but they got that wrong because there's no nucleus in this atom, nothing in the center. Anyway, the handle is made of craton, and it's pretty grippy. It's a hard craton. It's got no give to it at all, but it does have some grip. And the handle is really generous at right at just a little over, about 5¼ inches. So you can grip this thing low, or you can grip it high, and there's plenty of grip or handle there. Take a look at the blade. It's got a clip point, and they're calling this a black oxide finish. It is kind of shiny. Got a couple of grooves, blood grooves I think they're called. And I'm not going to test the sharpness yet, but I will. Now the first thing I do when I get a knife is I use this little ceramic sharpener, and I just lightly draw it through this thing to see if there's any resistance or if there's any burrs on it. This thing did have some resistance. There were a few burrs, so I just sharpened it just barely with this little fine ceramic sharpener, which is really nice. Anyway, back to the knife. The steel is 8CR 13 MOV. Now I've seen some videos on this thing where it's been breaking right about in here. The tang breaks about 1 inch into the grip or the handle, so I'm not going to be doing any batoning on that thing. I'll use an axe if I have to baton, or even some other kind of knife. But back to the knife, it's got some nice thumb serrations on the blade. See those thumb serrations? Really nice. A lot of grip there. Okay, let's test the sharpness of this thing. And I did sharpen it up just a little, just barely. Pretty sharp. So yeah, the factory edge is not bad on that heavy cardboard. Other than that, the weight of this thing is 10 ounces. And you can see it's got a plain edge. I don't know if they make a serrated edge. I don't get serrated edges too often. But overall, it's got a really good feel. The balance is really good between blade and handle, right about there. It's got really good balance. Should be a good self-defense knife if you like to use knives in self-defense. Other than that, that's about all I can say about it. It's a nice knife. Oh, I'm going to compare it to a, one thing I'm going to compare it to is the K-Bar Marine Corps knife. And you can see that it's just about the same shape, same length. It's about a 1/4 inch or maybe a 1/2 inch shorter. Pretty much the same shape. Handles are about the same. And this thing, if you lose your K-Bar, it does fit in the K-Bar sheath. I like the K-Bar sheath a lot better than the one that came with it. So yeah, that's the SOG Fusion. No, it's a SOG Fixation Bowie FX01. Pretty nice blade. Be a good fighter. Knuckle bump.